Hello and welcome to the final presentation of the Innovation and Value Creation Wheel course, in which we will apply the VCW to our corporate partner durch die Hecke. Throughout this presentation, we will have a detailed look at each of the 5 phases of the VCW framework. Let me first start by introducing our team members. Our team consists of me, Fabi, Sophia and Brynja. Let's continue by having a closer look at our project partner durch die Hecke. Durch die Hecke is a German startup founded in 2021 in Hamburg and decided to later relocate its office to Munich. The startup specializes in various gardening and landscaping services. Their current offering includes services such as tree care, planting, as well as terrace and fence construction. As of now, the team consists of 18 employees, which includes both full-time as well as part-time employees such as working students. Besides the overarching goal of growing the business, the company has identified 4 main company objectives. Among the goals is a geographic expansion of the business to other cities and to find a new larger office building, as well as becoming the most attractive employer in the gardening industry. Let's now take a closer look at the company's mission, vision and values. Durch die Hecke's mission can be described as offering a unique gardening experience by leveraging digital innovation. Key pillar of their mission is a focus on quality and efficiency, as well as building long-term customer relationships. Concerning their vision, durch die Hecke aims to become a leader in the gardening and landscaping industry by focusing on high quality and efficient services. They plan to expand their business model to major cities across Germany. Their goal is to be recognized as a top brand in the industry by providing outstanding services and dominating the market. Corporate culture is an important factor in any startup that wants to succeed. Therefore, durch die Hecke has identified 4 main values to which they show a strong commitment. Those values are quality, trust, communication, and flexibility. Moving on to the problem the KDMs described to us and the challenge we have defined. Just like any other startup, durch die Hecke wants to grow in size. However, the seasonality of demand in the gardening industry imposes a huge problem to the company. On the one hand, the company wants to scale its business, which is very feasible in the summer month where demand is high, but on the other hand, the company faces the serious threat of overhiring and overinvesting, which will become a problem in the winter where demand is low. Based on this, we came up with our challenge. How can durch die Hecke diversify its revenue streams by expanding its service offering? By increasing its service offering, the company would be able to have more stable revenue streams throughout the year, which helps the company to grow organically. Let's now start applying the VCW framework and let's jump into the first phase. To get a better feeling of the industry our partner is operating in, we took a close look at the gardening industry in Germany. The total revenue of the gardening and landscaping industry amounted to 10.3 billion euros. A big portion of this revenue was generated in Bavaria, the German state in which durch die Hecke is currently operating in. With more than 2,700 gardening businesses in Bavaria, the average enterprise has revenues of more than 500,000 euros. Also, it is important to understand that the market is rather fragmented, with many small to medium-sized players. Moreover, both sales as well as the number of companies and number of employees are growing in the industry. Concerning the sales distribution, private households make up the largest portion of revenues, followed by public customers. Our partner company faces few competitors which are active all over Germany, but most intense is the competition on a local level. To dive deeper into the gardening industry, we conducted a Porter's 5 forces analysis. We classified the power of suppliers as moderate, since gardening businesses depend on suppliers, but their power is limited by the strong competition among them. However, for more specialized products, suppliers may have more bargaining leverage. The threat of substitutes we viewed as low to moderate, since trends like DIY gardening tutorials and smart gardening equipment imposes a risk, but still many of the traditional services cannot be fully replicated by the end users. Moving on, a crucial component of the analysis is the competitive rivalry. As we have seen on the previous slide, the market is very fragmented and competition occurs on a local level. Firms are competing intensely for customers, while we classify the rivalry as high. Same goes for the power of buyers. Demand is driven by customers who can pick from many companies. Therefore, differentiating from other gardening businesses is of great importance. Lastly, the threat of new entrants we viewed as moderate, since usually the opening of a gardening business requires a substantial investment, as our KDMs were also confirming. After investigating the industry, we are now taking a closer look at the macro environment by performing a pastoral analysis. On the political domain, the existence of specific laws and regulations increase the need for close monitoring if the company complies to all standards. From an economic standpoint, Germany is an attractive market for durch die Hecke, since the gardening industry is growing and disposable income is high. However, it is important to keep in mind that economic fluctuations can lead to severe drops in demand, since gardening services are likely to be among the first expenses to cut. Social-culturally, the rising interest in sustainability and biodiversity are favorable for durch die Hecke. Shifting to technology advancements, the use of smart gardening solutions imposes both a challenge and an opportunity. Moreover, global warming and changes in the environment may lead to changes in customer preferences and in the demanded services. Lastly, from a legal perspective, regulations relating to employee safety are especially important, since employees at durch die Hecke are working with heavy machineries and vehicles. To access our partners' capabilities, we use the SWOT matrix. A major strength of durch die Hecke is its young team of KDMs, which all have good business knowledge due to their studies. Also, the company's focus on increasing efficiency in its operations can be a great source of competitive advantage. Looking at the weaknesses, the strong focus on growth requires many research sources and could potentially compromise the quality of the offered services. In terms of opportunities, the problem of many enterprises to find an adequate successor could be an opportunity to acquire existing businesses at a discount. Arguably, the biggest challenge is a sudden drop in demand due to an economic downturn. Based on our SWOT analysis, we came up with a TOWS matrix and formulated a couple of strategic considerations. Among them is the need to leverage the use of IT solutions to differentiate from the competitors and to further enhance operational efficiency. Also, it will be important that the company is aware of the risks associated with the rapid expansion of its core business. To keep up with its competitors, durch die Hecke can try to educate its employees in areas where there's a knowledge gap in comparison to established companies with more gardening experience. Now let's have a look at the different stakeholders at durch die Hecke. Therefore, we divided between internal and external stakeholders. The internal stakeholders include the employees, so everyone who is officially employed by durch die Hecke, as well as the management team. The management team consists of Valentin Jaspers, Solly Rindfleisch and Remy Lützendorf, who are also the three company founders and also our three KDMs. Moving to the external stakeholders, we have the customers, which includes private households as well as public customers. Next, we have partners who are supporting durch die Hecke regularly, and last we have company suppliers. To get to the root cause of our challenge, we also conducted a cause and effect analysis displayed by this fishbone chart here. Next, let's evaluate the 3 M's. Since our 3 KDMs are also the company's CEO, they are in the position to allocate money across the company. Nevertheless, it is clear that the financial means of the startup are limited and that financial decisions need to be considered carefully. Regarding the aspect of manpower, the 3 KDMs have the authority to distribute work among their employees. The last M minute is also fulfilled, since the KDMs showed strong willingness to contribute their time to this project. Furthermore, since we know them personally, we were sure that we would be able to stay in a close exchange. At the start of our project, we scheduled a kick-off meeting with all KDMs and introduced them to the principles of setting smart company objectives. We used the meeting to define company objectives, which extend the timeline of our project and that will help durch die Hecke to achieve its goals. Among the objectives is to achieve a 20% revenue growth with the new services we identify at the end of the VCW. Also, we set the target to have a more diversified service portfolio by Q4 2024. Besides setting these goals, with the KDMs, we also defined internal and external KPIs. Let's take a closer look at our defined KPIs, starting with the internal KPIs. We came up with a total of 6 KPIs. At the end of the course, we want to be able to fully understand the dynamics of the VCW and know how to apply it properly. Moreover, we want to hold weekly team meetings as well as weekly update calls with the KDMs. In addition to that, we want to fully leverage the synergies of group work and respect any team and course-related deadlines. Lastly, we hope to gain a good understanding of the gardening industry in Germany. Moving to the external KPIs, we defined 8 KPIs that aim to help us measure the success of our selected ideas. Our KPIs include measures looking at sales growth, profit margins, or customer satisfaction and retention. However, it is important to note that although those KPIs were aligned with the KDMs, we later decided to remove some of them as we made them more specific to effectively measure the performance of our final ideas. When applying the VCW, we want to make sure that we are working towards meaningful and sustainable outcomes. Therefore, we ensure that both our project itself and also our project company, durch die Hecke, is in line with the 5 supporting pillars. Luckily, we see all 5 domains fulfilled for our project. Same goes for the Sustainable Development Goals. From the 17 SDGs, we believe that our project is in line with at least 5 of them, namely decent work and economic growth, climate action, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, and lastly, life and land.
Okay, now I will continue with the second phase of the VCW. During this phase, we brainstormed ideas and established criteria for the project. To help us organize the ideas and sharpen them, we used the poker method. We took a detailed, hands-on approach to developing ideas using a mixture of primary and secondary research. In the primary research phase, we got creative in brainstorming and brainwriting sessions, reached out directly to our target audience through surveys, and we gained deeper insights through in-depth interviews with the key decision makers. For secondary research, we searched the internet to find out what the competition is doing, and we used tools such as ChatGPT or Gemini to gain broader market insights. We also looked through various reports and datasets to understand the market trends and studied current research. On this slide, we show the insights we gained from the survey we conducted to better understand the customer demand and preferences for specific gardening and landscaping services. The feedback from the survey was crucial in shaping our ideas. So, what exactly did we find out? Approximately 38% of the respondents showed interest in services to secure their gardens in winter, indicating a really strong demand for seasonal solutions. A significant majority, 72%, were truly interested in gardening and landscaping consulting services, showing that there is a robust market for customized design and planning. Our survey also looked at price preferences and found out that while cost does matter, our customers place more emphasis on the quality. So on average, they are willing to spend around €200 for a customized garden consultation. As part of our secondary research, we went through various sources such as databanks and industry reports. One major source that was really helpful for us was the business plan of durch die Hecke because it helped us to really understand the company. Also, we took many informations from the market analysis report to better understand the industry. This slide presents a comprehensive overview of all the ideas generated from our primary and secondary research, without any judgment or prioritization. We've gathered a broad range of insights, which we will categorize in the following slide into 3 main areas: the core business growth, knowledge and skill leveraging, and innovative market extension. As I mentioned before, we clustered our ideas in 3 main categories: the core business growth, the knowledge and skill leveraging, and the innovative market extension. The core business growth is split into 2 subcategories: infrastructure and physical expansion, and product development and sales. Ideas within these categories include, for example, starting a plant nursery or expanding into pool constructions. In the knowledge and skill leveraging category, we focus on enhancing expertise through offerings like workshops or consulting services for gardening design, which capitalize on the existing strength of the company. Lastly, the innovative market extension segment explores more novel concepts such as garden escape rooms, smart gardening design, and also rooftop garden services. Here we have an overview of all the filters we wanted to use to evaluate the ideas generated from our research. We categorized them again into three main groups: assessment, validation, and implementation. Assessment filters help us to understand the general appeal and sustainability of each idea, ensuring they meet market demands and align with the core values of the company. Validation filters focus on the practical aspects such as compliance, financial viability, and resource allocation, crucial for determining an idea's feasibility and potential impact on operations. Implementation filters are used to assess how well the ideas can be integrated into the existing processes, including their scalability and the alignment with long-term strategic goals. By applying these filters, we systematically sift through each idea to ensure it not only fits the immediate needs, but also positions durch die Hecke effectively for future growth and success. We implemented a structured approach known as the POKER method to streamline and prioritize our project ideas. This method categorizes ideas into 5 key groups: inform, kill, multiply, review, and keep, each serving a specific purpose in the project development process. The inform category is reserved for innovative ideas with significant potential impacts, such as the integration of advanced technologies like heat pumps and solar panels, which are driven by high market demand. Projects like garden escape rooms and stable constructions are also placed here due to their unique market niche, but they require more detailed information and exploration before moving forward. The kill section includes ideas that do not align with current strategic goals or financial framework. For example, resource-intensive projects like riding arenas and swimming pools with uncertain market demand and potentially low returns are discontinued. Additionally, any project that lacks sufficient financial support is also shelved. Multiply ideas that demonstrate clear market demand and potential for expansions are prioritized here. This includes services like snow removal during winter months, which not only address a direct need, but also help stabilize annual revenue. The review category involves re-evaluating ideas that need further definition or assessment. It includes projects like gardening equipment rental, where market research is vital to get customer acceptance and return on investment. The ideas to keep align with the company's long-term strategic vision and have proven market demand. This includes well-established activities such as agricultural machinery sales and maintenance and merchandise sales, for example. These initiatives support the core business strategy and ensure continuity. Okay, let's move on to the phase 3, in which we will select our final ideas and filters. This slide provides us with an overview of all the ideas after the KDM assessment. These are the ones that will run through the funnel of filters to find the final ideas. In this phase, we carefully refined our evaluation strategy by adjusting our filters. We removed some outdated filters like value alignment and regulatory compliance and shifted others like environmental impact to nice to have, aligning them more closely with our strategic focus. Additionally, we updated key filters to better reflect our current priorities. Customer acceptance has evolved into customer interest and ROI into profitability. We also grouped similar filters together, such as market demand with customer interest, to streamline our assessment process and enhance decision-making efficiency. In refining our strategic approach, we have carefully reviewed and organized our evaluation filters to better align our initiatives with business objectives and market dynamics. At the forefront, we have identified must-have filters that are critical to our decision-making. First and foremost are market demand and customer interest, which we validate through customer survey and our understanding of the market to ensure that our ideas really meet the actual needs. This is closely followed by the revenue stability and staff utilization, where we focus on ideas that guarantee year-round revenue and better utilization of the employees, especially during slow periods. The capital efficiency and profitability filter is another important one, where we look for initiatives that promise a higher return in relation to the investments made in order to ensure the efficiency of the capital. Resource availability and feasibility ensure that we only pursue ideas that are viable and within the capabilities of the company, while the degree of diversification and innovation encourages us to move into new areas that break away from the dependencies of the core business. Finally, scalability is critical as it determines how easily durch die Hecke can expand new services or ideas without incurring significant costs. The nice-to-have filters include stakeholder interest, which are important but support rather than guide the decision-making process to ensure they do not overshadow primary business needs. The strategic fit ensures that our initiatives are aligned with the long-term corporate vision, and the creditor support is for financial stability. Finally, environmental sustainability is also considered, reflecting the commitment to sustainability but in balance with other strategic priorities.
At this stage, we are able to move on to phase 4, in which we will evaluate the ideas with the help of the final filters and the value creation funnel. After that, we will proceed with our final ideas to conception and the prototyping of these ideas. Here you can see how the ideas revised by the KDMs will be thrown into the value creation funnel for an in-depth evaluation with the must-have filters. The ideas that made it to the end of the funnel are the plant nursery, green roofing, workshops and garden consulting services. The final ideas that made it through the value creation funnel are now assessed again with the nice-to-have filters and the MCDA framework to find the final ideas with which we continue to the prototyping. The ideas which finally also passed the nice-to-have filters, stakeholder interest, strategic fit, creditor support and environmental impact, are now the plant nursery and the garden consulting service. Now it's time to conceptualize and prototype our final ideas. At this point, it is important to first define the segmentation, targeting and positioning of the ideas as a basis to further build on it. For the first new revenue stream, the consulting service, we plan to target primarily individuals with large properties. Moreover, our segment also includes architectural firms and property managers who require expert garden designs, as well as clients who value personalized expert advice on garden designs. This includes especially high-income homeowners who are interested in gardening. These high-income homeowners are less sensitive to prices and more focused on quality and exclusivity, which aligns perfectly with the company's high-quality service and value proposition. In addition, commercial clients offer promising potential for larger projects and are an opportunity for durch die Hecke to have recurring revenues. Conclusively, both segments will be targeted, but with a different approach. First, a personalized approach for residential clients and a more scalable, repeatable solution for the commercial clients. As a result of the segmentation and targeting, we position the new solution as a premium offering that combines a unique design with practical functionality delivered by expert gardeners who are already trusted employees of durch die Hecke. To spread this new offering to the customers, the communication and messaging will highlight durch die Hecke's expertise, service and benefits of planning with professionals to ensure beautiful functional garden spaces. As separate segmentation, targeting and positioning, we applied for our second idea, the plant nursery. For this new product, we focus mainly on B2B clients like gardening shops, other gardening companies, landscapers and local businesses, but also B2C clients, particularly new homeowners or those who just want to redesign their gardens. Both B2B and B2C clients are attractive segments for durch die Hecke, as B2B clients provide stable bulk purchasing opportunities and B2C clients offer high margins per unit and the potential for additional consulting and landscaping services. However, the initial focus will be on establishing strong B2B relationships to stabilize revenue, supplemented by targeted B2C marketing to support higher margin sales. The marketing concept we choose for the plant nursery is a positioning as a high-quality, reliable supplier for a wide range of locally grown plants and trees with an emphasis on sustainability and support for the local ecosystem. The marketing communication of the plant nursery will emphasize quality and environmental benefits of purchasing from a local nursery, using both digital and traditional already existing marketing channels to reach different segments effectively. Let's move on to the value proposition and the USP of the ideas. The garden consulting service offers a comprehensive range of consultancy solutions covering garden design, sustainability practices, and ongoing garden maintenance. The service is available in various packages and covers a wide range of needs from basic advice to full design and implementation. The second idea, the plant nursery, are greenhouses owned by durch die Hecke in which they can grow trees and bushes during winter and then sell them in summer when they build new gardens for their customers. Thereby, durch die Hecke customers get locally grown high-quality trees and plants directly from the greenhouses. The USP and synergies of both ideas is that customers can plan and design the perfect garden and then can directly buy and plant the high-quality homegrown plants. On this slide you can see a prototype of the new service offering, the garden consulting service, to give you an idea how our first revenue stream could look like. In order to introduce the garden consulting service into the garden and landscaping market, we defined the 7P marketing mix for the idea. The product is, as briefly explained before, a comprehensive consulting service that includes garden design, sustainability consulting, and ongoing garden management. The service includes packages ranging from basic advice to full service design and also implementation plans. For this new service, it makes sense to apply the value-based pricing approach to reflect the expertise and personalized approach of the service. Additionally, durch die Hecke wants to offer both options for one-time consultations and also ongoing service contracts. Moreover, it should be considered offering an introductory rate or discount for bundled services to incentivize larger commitments. As the perfect place to sell the company, should make the garden consulting service accessible through in-person sessions and also through a digital platform, allowing clients to easily book and manage consultations online. This dual approach ensures wide availability and convenience. As a promotional strategy, integrated digital marketing with a focus on social media is an option, but also complemented by targeted newsletters that provide seasonal gardening tips and reminders. This helps maintain the client engagement and promotes year-round garden care. To make durch die Hecke's people ready for the go-to-market, the team comprises highly skilled garden consultants knowledgeable in botany, landscaping, and environmental sustainability. Additionally, training emphasizing on customer service excellence will ensure that durch die Hecke's clients receive an informed and attentive service. The process to run the new service offering involves an easy-to-use online booking system and efficient appointment management. A customer feedback loop is also integrated online to gather insights and also continuously improve the service quality of the garden consulting service. And lastly, physical evidence for the garden consulting service includes detailed project portfolios and also before and after photos of past projects that showcase the transformation achieved through the consulting. Additionally, professionally designed marketing materials such as brochures and user-friendly website visually conveys the service quality and attention to detail, enhancing the overall credibility and professional image of the service. This is now a prototyped idea of a greenhouse of the new durch die Hecke plant nursery. So here we applied the same approach for the second idea, the plant nursery, to again prepare and introduce the new service offering to the market. The product, as already introduced, specializes in growing a diverse range of plants, including seasonal and non-seasonal rarities, in controlled environments such as greenhouses or plantations. This setup allows durch die Hecke to supply plants for landscaping projects and direct sales to customers, ensuring quality and availability throughout the year. The pricing strategy for the plant nursery will be competitive, but will also take into account the quality and the local sourcing of the plants. Different pricing tiers could be introduced for bulk orders, trade customers, and retail buyers to accommodate various customer segments. Regarding the place, it makes sense to sell to customers directly from the greenhouses themselves to provide customers with different access to the products and distinguish again with the freshness of the products and the transparency of the origin of the plants. Additionally, the plants will be directly planted in the context of a landscaping project, for example at a client's garden. To promote the plant nursery and make the market entry easier, durch die Hecke wants to utilize various advertising channels such as magazines and the durch die Hecke website. Leveraging social media platforms to showcase the variety of trees and bushes available, share gardening tips, and engage with customers is another possibility and a way of promoting the idea. Moreover, the organization of promotional events such as open houses at the greenhouses or tree planting demonstrations generates interest in the products. And lastly, word of mouth encourages satisfied customers to refer the tree nursery to their friends and family. To make durch die Hecke's people ready for the go-to-market of the new idea, existing employees are trained in advanced gardening and greenhousing techniques and also customer service to ensure that clients receive knowledgeable advice and excellent service. The expertise of the staff in nurturing and maintaining a wide variety of plants highlights the nursery's commitment to quality. To make the idea work, several new processes need to be taken into place, such as implementing sustainable practices, for example for pest control, to ensure high-quality plant growth within the tree houses. Furthermore, the plants are carefully nurtured daily until they reach the optimal size for sale at customer sites or through dedicated showrooms, enhancing the customer's purchasing experience. And lastly, to make the new product as appealing as possible, it is necessary that the greenhouses are well maintained, showcasing healthy plants and enabling durch die Hecke to cultivate and grow enough plants during winter to supply their customers during summer. Additional showroom greenhouses for customer testimonials and reviews adds promotional value to the product.
Let me now walk you through phase 5, namely the act phase of the VCW. In phase 5, it was all about consolidating value and clearly defining a go-to-market strategy and a business plan. Here, a fundamental part was to estimate the key resources, namely the 3 M's again. We first aligned the 3 M's we defined before and made them more specific to the 2 new revenue streams we came up with for durch die Hecke. In the following, I'll dive deeper into each of the 3 M's, give you a detailed breakdown, as well as showing you a business model canvas for each of the 2 ideas. In the next step, we tested the feasibility of our KPIs and evaluated them to see which could already be achieved or which could not be achieved or can't be assessed at this stage. Starting off with manpower, namely the HR engagement for each of the 2 services. In the top of the slide, you can see the requirements for each of the new services and below, insights from our KDMs, how they could be achieved. Looking at the first one, skill assessment and gap analysis, here it's crucial that durch die Hecke assesses the skills and the competencies of their current staff, particularly in the gardening, customer service, and project management skills. This helps to identify the crucial skill gaps, which will be then addressed through targeted training or strategic future hiring. For example, this can be done through boosting expertise in local plant species for the tree nursery or enhancing design capabilities for the consulting services. The next step, looking at role assignment and transition, here needs to be determined which employees can shift into the new services, namely consulting and plant nursery during the off-season, based on their skills and their interests. Here it's really important to define clear roles, for instance for the tree nursery, focusing on cultivation, maintenance, sales expertise, or for consulting, customer relationships, and design and planning skills. Here, our KDMs assured us that this internal organization adjustments already aligns pretty well with the dynamic and young company culture of durch die Hecke, and ensured us that themselves being in a managing role, they already clearly define tasks and responsibilities really well, So at this stage, this is already done in a pretty good way. And then looking at training and development, here we have to have a comprehensive program that enhances the workforce consulting skills like garden planning, client interaction, software utilization, and simultaneously also the nursery staff receiving training in plant biology, cultivation techniques, inventory management, to ensure that the skills needed for those services are there. But here, the KDMs also assured us that the expertise in those fields is already quite well. There might need to be some trainings or adjustments, but this is also already at a good stage at that point. Now let me talk about the M-Minute. Here we've laid out 2 detailed milestone plans for both of the ideas. These plans outline key activities and their timelines, ensuring that everything from location setup to marketing is well planned and well executed. So first looking at the milestone plan for the consulting services. As you can see, it spans over 6 months from October until March. This is the time frame we want to use for those services. So during the off season, during winter, when traditional services don't have so much customer interest. So as you can see, we have a few key activities. You can see those as the green boxes, and the orange triangles are milestones. So for the consulting, it includes from October until end of November some planning, some preparation, finalizing the consulting packages, developing marketing material, training stuff if needed, and then end of November, a key milestone, launching the specific consulting website, which will be a little bit different than the normal durch Hecke website, where you can book workshops or book consulting sessions on site if the weather makes it still possible, or online. And then in December, we want to begin with the bookings. We have an informational webinar mid-December and kick off the consulting services then beginning of January. Now quickly looking through the milestone plan for the plant nursery service. So same layout here. On the left, the key activities. On the right, which team is involved in the service. And as you can see, it also structured the same way. First, there needs to be some preparation in October. So location setup, building the greenhouses, ordering the materials, and then a key milestone in beginning of November, begin planting the crops. Another key milestone then end of December is the first assessment of the crop growth. How well are the plants and trees growing so far? And then in February, big activity is the B2B outreach. And then marketing for spring sales starts March. So now let me jump into the third M, namely money. This slide is only a general overview of how we split up the different components of costs and revenues, but on the next slide I'm going to give you a more detailed breakdown how we estimated costs, variable, fixed, and break the money part even up into different parts. So first of all, looking at capital expenditures, we projected a significant upfront investment for both ideas, but obviously for the tree nursery, there's a higher initial investment because you have to buy or rent land, you have to build up the greenhouse and settle stock, buy machinery and tools. So this is going to be higher than for consulting services. In terms of operating costs, there's going to be monthly operating expenses throughout the 6 months, covering everything from traveling to salaries and maintenance and marketing materials, but I'm also going to go into more detail on the next slide. And then revenue projections. So revenue streams are structured through service fees for the consulting service and direct sales from the tree plant nursery, ensuring a sustainable financial model. But obviously the goal is to create a sustainable revenue stream during the winter months when the traditional services don't have as much demand. One important note here to mention is that the figures I'm going to present also on the next slide are only estimates. They're based on research and projections from our KDMs. And obviously the accurate cost and revenue assessments will only be viable after those new services are successfully launched and operational. So now let me provide you with a detailed financial breakdown for both new revenue streams. For the consulting service, Hecke wants to utilize one full-time existing employee who has the knowledge and the expertise in that field. And this service will be operational for 6 months from October until March during the off-season in winter. And a detailed breakdown of the working hours is the following. So we estimated in 8 hours a day for 22 days a month, which sums up to 176 hours per month. So that means 1,056 working hours for the 6 months. And the costs we split up into different components, one being variable costs, so that includes travel expenses for on-site consultations. We said that's around 500 euros per month, so 3,000 for 6 months. Fixed cost being training if it's needed, and a fixed salary, that's going to be 18,000 for the 6 months, and marketing expenses obviously vary a lot, but we said it's going to be a small campaign on already existing channels like social media, email, flyers, etc. So that would be around 3,000 for the 6 months. So then for consulting services, it would be around 24,000 for the 6 month off-season period. And for the plant nursery, it will be similar, also operational for 6 months. But here we said we want to use 2 full-time staff, also already existing employees. Again, 8 hours for 22 days a month. So that would be 2,112 working hours for the 6 months. And the money we split up into variable costs being seeds, fertilizers, utilities like water and electricity you need to run the greenhouses. So here we said that's 9,000 for the 6 months. Fixed costs being training and staff, around 36,000 for the 6 months. And infrastructure costs, so setting up the greenhouse, buying the land, which would be one-time costs around 23,000. And then marketing expenses, we said for the tree nursery it's lower because it's mostly B2B. So we said here 3,000 for the 6 months. So that would be then a total of 71,000 euros for the 6 month for plant nursery. So now I'll walk you over the 2 business models for each of the 2 new revenue streams we want to create with durch die Hecke. So for each of them, we created a detailed business model canvas with the different components. So let me first introduce you to the consulting services business model by focusing on how it's strategically designed to maximize impact and generate value. So in terms of key partners here include Munich real estate agencies, home and garden shows, urban planning departments, and these partnerships aim to enhance the service offerings and help durch die Hecke reach new homeowners and public spaces in need of expert garden planning. Key activities of that service span from personalized on-site and online garden consultations to interactive workshops, and these are all complemented by seasonal assessments where durch die Hecke advises garden preparations and improvements for their clients, but also for public spaces and other business partners. So in terms of key resources, durch die Hecke wants to leverage their existing land, their existing infrastructure, their internal knowledge, their external partnerships, and obviously their established brand and marketing channels with the existing customer base. And the value proposition for this service is to provide an expert off-season garden consulting service, helping clients to plan for their summer, and each design is customized, ensuring that the client needs are met individually. And in terms of customer relationships, it's about building a strong connection through one-on-one consulting sessions, backed up by a proactive follow-up service and seasonal guides, which may help in maintaining long-term relationships. And the channel is going to be, which this is going to be promoted through, is a special garden consulting website with the booking options and obviously the already existing channels, social media, email communication, and so on. And customer segments for this service are mainly targeted at wealthier individuals and also corporate clients in Munich, along with the public sector space and new homeowners who want to renovate their garden. And revenue streams come from one, the consulting fees, which are set a little bit higher due to the specialized nature of that service, alongside with the design and planning charges, and possibly also a subscription model for ongoing maintenance. And the cost structure I've already touched upon in the part before. Let me now quickly walk you over the business model canvas for plant nursery. So here we focused on cultivation and sale of trees and plants from durch die Hecke themselves. So key partners include local Bavarian forestry services for their expert advice on different regional plants and tree varieties, then also Munich Botanical Gardens for knowledge exchange, and also agricultural suppliers for the necessary materials. And key activities focus on the sustainable cultivation of plants, as well as conducting educational workshops on tree care potentially, and also managing B2B sales and partnerships for distribution, which is the biggest activity, I would say. And then key resources. So here, durch die Hecke is going to utilize, again, their existing land and infrastructure, their internal knowledge, their partnerships to ensure that they have high quality nursery care. And for the value proposition, durch die Hecke wants to sell the service as a local offer of homegrown, high quality trees and plants which provide a direct from the grower freshness. And this also ensures that their gardening projects are not only beautiful but sustainable. So clients can actually not only get the gardening service from durch die Hecke, but also their own grown plants and trees, which obviously is a nice add-on to their traditional service. And in terms of customer relationships, it will be a comprehensive service model including personal sale consultations and a garden to gate service where customers can select the plants directly at durch die Hecke's site. And the channel is going to be direct to sales, to garden businesses, to local marketplaces, and direct sales at durch die Hecke's physical location, which also ensures easy access for their existing customers. Customer segments, so as I already said, existing clients, local garden centers, urban planners who need maybe bulk orders for larger projects, and so on. And the revenue streams come from mainly direct sales of the plants. And cost structure I've also already touched upon before. So in the last step, we tested and evaluated our internal and external KPIs to ensure that we're on track with the new services. So what we did here was we went back to our initial defined KPIs and tested if they were still on track, if they're still fitting to the new ideas we came up with through the value creation funnel, and if necessary, aligned or adopted them. So for the internal ones, there hasn't changed much, and as you can see, we've already met most of the internal KPIs, but again, continuously align and refine, especially the external ones, so they accurately reflect our strategic goals and the new revenue streams you want to create. So let me dive into the external ones. So looking at the external KPIs, we revised them after having another KDM interview where we aligned the filters and then tailored the filters to the specific two ideas we came up with through the value creation funnel, and then only focused on the most relevant filters and created new KPIs for each of the two new ideas you can see here on this slide. Due to time constraints, I won't go into all of this, but we made sure that the new KPIs are measurable and in line with the 5 SMART objectives, as well as durch die Hecke's vision, mission, and values. But obviously, all KPIs can finally be evaluated after the implementation of those 2 new ideas. So to conclude our presentation, it has to be mentioned that we really enjoyed working together with durch die Hecke, applying the VCW, and we believe that our in-depth analysis provides a really good framework for durch die Hecke to create new revenue streams and ensure that they create additional revenue during the off-season to offset the seasonal fluctuations in the gardening industry, and also make sure that durch die Hecke continues to grow and expand their service offerings in a sustainable manner. So thank you very much for your attention and for joining us going through the VCW journey with durch die Hecke.